My name is Ravi Weerasooriya. I've been in Canberra for a long time in the geek world, and my background is predominantly being a software engineer and solutions architect and so on. In the last 2 to 3 years, I've kind of got into the startup world of using IT to disrupt certain areas of traditional business domain, and RentPluz is one of them.
So Ravi, can you tell us a little bit about how exactly did the idea for RentPluz come about?
Okay, so I was at a meeting with some real estate people discussing something entirely different, slightly related to people and property rental. But I kind of thought when they were explaining bits and pieces of what was going on, and I was kind of thinking, why do people still spend a lot of money and have a property management person do their work? I mean, that was the thing, and I kind of dozed off into a dreamland and started to think how I can come up with a platform to kind of maybe completely eliminate the need for your traditional property management company. That was the start, and obviously the end product is kind of a bit of a hybrid of things, but then I kind of rushed back to my desk, which I normally do, drew a lot of boxes and arrows, spoke to a few of my other geek friends, and we had something up and running within about a couple of months, basically.
So can you tell us how exactly does RentPluz work?
Okay, so the main driver in the original thinking was your traditional real estate company does perhaps three things. Firstly is that they used to have quite a big database of potential tenants on their books. They also had a list of people, the landlords who had houses. And number two was they also provided a facility for the tenants to come and give their rent. I remember as a uni student, on a Saturday morning I used to go and pay my rent to the real estate agent. The third thing was obviously on behalf of the landlord to perform inspections and make sure that the stuff, the house is put in good order, etc. These days you can see the first one, having a list of tenants and vetting them, is pretty easy, and it's done using technology. Even the traditional property managers are using platforms such as realestate.com or Allhomes or such platforms to actually lure tenants to come on board. Landlords themselves also do not really worry about who their agents are. They can advertise their properties online. The third one, doing the inspections, is a little bit tricky, but still landlords are happy to perhaps pay only for the inspection process, not paying maybe, I don't know, up to 10-12% of their rent to only do that one part. So RentPluz basically takes over all of those functions that I mentioned, using social media to advertise. Actually, we have a feature where we can advertise your listing from a landlord's perspective using social media, and we have lots of customers who have come back to us and said, hey, this is amazing, I create a listing through your system and social media looks after the advertising rather than even having to go to a traditional real estate portal. So we also look after the connectivity between the banks. So when the rent comes in, we have partnered with a company in Australia where we can check the landlord's bank account to check whether the rent has come in, and then do necessary things if the rent hasn't. When it comes to the inspections, I kind of thought at the beginning, why can't a landlord do their own inspections? But once we went to the market and we saw people kind of using the system, some landlords felt a little bit uneasy to go into their own property and do an inspection. So we have a feature where they can outsource that part of it to a traditional real estate company for a fraction of the fee that they would normally pay to have their thing for one whole year. So that's bubbling along pretty well.
So what would you say would be the main advantages for a investor to use RentPluz?
Okay, so starting off with the financial advantage, which is pretty obvious. So our the platform charge out rates are very, very minuscule compared to a traditional property management company. But the customers who have got one or two of investment properties, what they have come up to me and said was that our portal provides a consolidated view of their investment, and we are showing things like yield, we are showing things like how your investment is performing over a period of time, which is not what the property management companies are used to doing. So the investors have come up to me and said, hey, this is fantastic. They can work out should they increase rent or should they maybe perhaps even decrease rent by looking at some real data that's around. So that's a feature that I think the investors would find very, very useful.
So how does somebody sign up to RentPluz?
Okay, it's pretty easy. Our website is www.rentplus.com.au. You just go and have a free registration page button. Just click that, and that's it. Pretty much, you get 15 days free to have a bit of a look around. If you feel that this is going to do the job for you, we charge $19 a month if you want to pay monthly, or $199 a year if you want to pay in advance.
Is there any difference for the number of properties you have?
No, but again, our customers have come back to us and said if if they have more than sort of 3 and 5 properties or something, should there be a discounted process, which we are looking into at the moment.
Thanks, Ravi, for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you.